Good day, fellow people. Back once again. It's going to be a short one, but just a quick show you through some of my saws. Mostly handmade, but yeah, some of them bought. Some of them useful, some of them not so. But I'll show you them regardless. So anyway, we'll start off with the fine-toothed saw, which is great for small intricate works. A little bit rusty, but tiny teeth. You can make turns with it in the wood relatively easy. Even cut circles out of plywood with it, if you're patient. But patience is the key to that one. It's not going to get there in a hurry, but it will come up with some very fine detailed work just for getting it bang on. I guess moving up from there would be potentially the first one I made. It's pretty ugly, to be fair. I mean, it's got a little finger thing to pull out the blade. This was a Stanley saw blade, which is not particularly brilliant. The teeth are quite fine. It's great for starting things off with. It locks simply. The screw is 2 bits of wood with a bit of a gap for the blade to fold back in on itself. I could make it a lock one, but blade isn't really up to cut. Not the cut that I like, but it's an option, and it's portable, small, and legal, which is the other thing. UK blade length. This is in range. So moving up the scale a little bit, we have my next one, which is the unsung hero. I had one of these since I was a little boy. This one is an original Victorinox now. It used to be Swiss Army. Whereas the one I had when I was little was probably not original. It was blunt. The saw, you would be... you could get there. Wow. This actually is a big improvement. It's very sharp. It's great for starting off cuts. It's great for finishing off cuts, so long as you haven't got to apply too much pressure, because this will bend. It's a great little saw, often overlooked, but just for those little places where you can't quite get or whatever, it's an option. So moving up again on scale, I guess would be the second one I made, which is a pruning saw, really. It's got butterfly wing nuts that you can just swizzle off. This might need a bit of force, but yeah, it's very snug. I don't like things coming loose. This was obviously in the folded up position, so we just unscrew these and pop it back up in the folded position. There is a bit of effort involved, but a little patience really doesn't hurt. So then it was a saw blade like this with a very easy to use or make a new blade handle with. I don't know the original make, I just know it's very good for cutting through medium materials, thick branches. The teeth are standard dry wood, maybe it looks like. but it eats away very well. You'd obviously then just put the bolts back through the relevant holes, and you've got a little bit of reach with the extra handle for the pruning, and there's measurements on the side. Just because this was a nice straight piece of wood, I thought a ruler was always handy, and it folds up safely. There is a sheath for this that I can put on as a blade protection, even when it's closed, for safe transporting. It's not actually here at the moment, but I have got one. So that was the second saw I built. I then moved on to a third one, which, yeah, it done the job for a while, but it's become less springy, mainly because it's split at the top there when I made it, to be honest, and this was just a quick fix, which lasted a lot longer than I thought it was going to be fair. We've almost nearly got a right angle bind on this now, which, you know, that's not finished with. Might be another use. So we moved on to the 22-inch Bucksaw with a very large hoop. This is able to cut a very large diameter. I like this style of saw because it's so light. You're going to get a little push me, pull me problems here and there. They can be negotiated by fixing the ends more securely so that they don't budge. I haven't done that as yet, but I will do, because that is one of the problems. On the push, sometimes this will not necessarily pop out, but get loose. I've made little notches in there which it can get into to stop that a little bit, but I think I might need to tie a piece of paracord around that just to make sure. Future, it's always improving or trying to. You don't want to go the other way. And this is a 24-inch Bucksaw. 24-inch Bucksaw. I like Bucksaw saw blades. I find them very cheap. I think this one was £7. The last one was £4 to £5 sterling. Bit of an American saw, I guess, the Bucksaw. But very sturdy, very strong, very manly, very, you know, you will yield. But that's not really my style, as you can probably tell. There's not a lot there. So I might remake this to a lighter version. You can easily make it foldable and then unfoldable for easy transport. This does come apart for transport. Everything is just simple joints. Obviously this just has a bit of tension. I'll show you how much tension there is on that. Yeah, a fair bit, which is good. That's what you need. You know, I could go around probably 5 more times with this. Being a bit more careful, that needs to be pushed down a little bit more. But yeah, just be careful with it. Obviously, I don't like being like that. We're not stupid. Treat these things with care. Don't touch anything alive, please. If nothing else, just do it for me. Obviously I'm not going to see all the trees around the curve of the world, but it's such an important part of this world, in my eyes, in more ways than we can possibly imagine. And respect is a key word. Thanks for tuning in. Take care, guys.